All right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones to learn his truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing his word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. So today I'm pretty much just going to announce my, backup channel and just speak about an experience that I had today at the 9 to 5. So pretty much this channel that I'm posting on now, of course, recently had 2 strikes on it, but one of the strikes disappeared. And it was weird because when I got the first strike, I was like, man, whatever, it's bound to happen. It's going to happen every now and then. You get used to it. But literally about a week later, then they did it for another video that I uploaded, of course, a long ass time ago. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and just give a break to this channel. Just go ahead and upload on my backup channel. So you all will see the description. See the link in the description box for the backup channel. It's Issachar Yasharala 7. All right, just in case you can't click on it, because I know YouTube has this thing now where if you put things in the description box with links to it, you got to actually verify it for some reason. I'll just be like, man, whatever. This type in Issachar Yasharala 7, you'll see it. And I'll still put in the description, you can copy, paste, do whatever you got to do. All right. So, and of course, that always leads into, famine of the word, which is in the book of Amos. All right. It tells you that famine of the word is coming because I believe there was an article that came out about a couple of weeks ago, actually, where certain countries overseas are now going to have people. They're going to have a digital ID in order to log in to the internet. All right. I'm going to have to find an article or the video so then I can actually do a legit lesson on it. But if I remember right, that's one of the things that was going on overseas. And we already know a lot of things with the MOTB been going overseas for a long time. And it's only a matter of time before they bring the chip over here and, it's mandatory to the whole world. But we already know that famine of the word is coming. Something is going to happen to the point where we're not going to be able to teach anymore. All right. And then that leads me into what happened to me while I was at work today, because it's a new employee or I'm a new co-worker. I should say I don't necessarily work with him, but he works around me or whatever. And so, I'm over here doing what I got to do. And then he walks up and then I could just tell that he getting ready to stop, to make a little chit chat or whatever. He did. He started talking about some random shit, talking about his kid problems and baby mama and shit like that. And then fast forward down the line, he's one of my co-workers that I actually work with walked past and he was talking about buying these back ribs, which is pork. All right. And the co-worker that walked up the first time was like, man, I don't do that swine. He was like, no, I don't do swine. I don't eat that shit. And the other co-worker that was interested was like, I ain't gonna lie, man, I get down on the swine. That's what he said. And then the other co-worker was like, well, I'll watch you eat it, but I ain't. He's like, I'll watch you eat it, but I ain't gonna participate in that shit. And then that's when I chimed in. I was like, yeah, I don't be on that shit, man. And so that led into a conversation about the truth. Because the dude knows a little something. He goes off on a lot of things, but he knows a little something. He knows about the Israelites. He was bringing out scriptures talking about Deuteronomy 28 and all of that, because I told him, he was talking about, man, I don't eat pork. He said, I really don't eat a lot of seafood at all. And I told him, I was like, I just eat kosher foods. That's what I said. I eat kosher foods. All right. And he was like, yeah, I only eat stuff like, like elk and buffalo and stuff like that, the shit that we can eat. And I was like, yeah, the stuff that's actually good for you. So we started talking about that. And of course that led into him talking about, he was talking about white people, talking about Esau, because you already know how Jake gets down when they start talking about Esau at work. Jake just be letting loose. Don't be giving a fuck who around or none. They just be talking. And Jake talks loud, but he was pretty cool. He was pretty cool. Luckily it was early in the morning, but he started going in talking about them. He was like, man, they ain't the real Jews. They ain't the real Jews, so forth and so on. And I was like, yeah, man, you know, they ain't the real Jews. You know, of course, I'm not going to fully tell him that I teach the truth. I just want to see where his head is at. So then he started going into Deuteronomy 28, talking about the curses and talking about how, yeah, you know, the Lord getting ready to come back. Of course, he kept saying Jesus, but then he was like, you know, if you really want to get into his real name, you know, his real name is Emmanuel and shit like that. And I was, you know, I wanted so bad to be like, no, that ain't it. But I'm like, let me just see where his head at, because I'm like, I ain't about to be that person to just straight up correct him right off the rip, because I'm at work. You know, I ain't about to start a whole heated conversation right off the rip. I just wanted to see where his head was at. And he started talking about more and more stuff, talking about he don't believe in the rapture and everything, and he believes in that doctrine where all black people need to get on boats and just get away or whatever. And then this is where I had to just come in or whatever, because once he said that, I'm like, we're not going to be able to save ourselves. I told him that all of the glory needs to go to the Lord. That's what he's here for. He's going to save his people. You know, my coworker understood that 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, because he said he has to celebrate the holidays and years. He tries to tell people about a little bit of the truth that he knows, but of course his family doesn't accept it. And he said he's cool with that. And as we all should be. We should be cool with that, because we already know even some of my family members not going to make it. But, you know, he started going into all of that. And then once he said the whole thing about getting on boats and getting away, and then he said something about World War IV needs to happen, I was like, God damn. I was like, all right, no, look. because we started talking about the end times. And, you know, Matthew 24 gives you the signs to let us know that we coming to the end. So the reason he started talking about the rapture is because I was like, man, you heard about that thing when it was like the chariots supposed to be like the UFOs? And he was like, I really don't believe in that, because he thought that was the rapture. And I'm like, nah, I heard that they're supposed to actually save us from the nuclear destruction. Because he started going into the angels and the way their faces look, and all of them ugly. And he was saying that the Lord is ugly, and that's why you can't look at his face unless you die. And I'm like, come on, man. You know, I wanted to go in. Like I said, I wanted to go in. But, you know, like I said, I got shit to do. I'm not about to get into a deep conversation. But I did say this. I was like, we're not going to save ourselves, all right? And this is not a black thing. I told them Hispanics and Native Americans are in this as well. I told them that's your blood. That's your brothers and sisters, all right? I told them that. And then after that, I'm like, we're not going to save ourselves. I'm like, we're not in power. I'm like, you get on a damn boat and try to get away, Esau going to shoot the shit out your ass. You can't get, literally, he owns the earth right now. You cannot sail on his waters. You can't get and build a boat with his material. The scriptures say we got to go to him for the want of all things, right? We got to go to him just to live. What makes you think Esau is going to allow us to build boats so we can get away in some land that he owns? He owns everything. I was like, that's not going to be the case. And then I told him World War IV. I'm like, damn, what about World War III? Because he was like, man, he believes that the Lord is going to come back around World War IV. Because there's still a lot of Israelites out there that don't believe that this is going to happen in our lifetime, even though the signs are already there. All right? They're there to let us know that we at the end. It's going to happen. He was like, yeah, World War III going to happen, then World War IV. I told him, a war don't just start overnight. A war is not just going to get it cracking immediately, and then after that, you know, life goes on type shit. I was like, it takes years for an actual war to get started. I'm like, you know, he started going into the captivities. I'm like, look, we in the 7th captivity. We in the last one. I was like, if World War IV were to be a thing, that means we would have to be here for a while. A while. And when I said that, then that's when he stopped. He was like, you know what? You're right. This could be the last war. I'm like, it is going to be the last war. It's nuclear destruction. Nuclear destruction. I told them that the land of America is going to be destroyed, and I told them that the land of Israel is going to be destroyed. All right, but because I just told them that, I read a little. Like I said, I ain't pushed like that. Because I don't know him. I don't know if he going to be walking around work being like, yeah, so-and-so be talking about this, so forth and so on. I'm like, man, I told him I just read a little. You gotta be smart. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, like the scriptures say. So once I said that, and he paused. He did. He paused. And he was like, you know what? You're right. This could be it. I was like, yeah, man. If everything happens according to plan, which it will, all right, like it says in the book of Habakkuk, all right, it will not tarry. The moment will come when this place is going to be destroyed. I was like, when everything gets to going, all right, it's going to happen within probably this year or next year. That's what I told them. I told them it's going to happen this year or next year, because we already there, man. Because I started the conversation off saying that, people going to get chipped, so forth and so on. And he believed everything. But like I said, which leads me to the point of famine of the word. The scriptures tell you that we have to be apt to teach. There's still a lot of Israelites out there that need to learn, man. And that's why the scriptures say as well, you got to work for the elect's sake. Yes, we're thinking about ourselves and we want to, make sure that we good, make sure our calling and election is sure. But we got to be out here for the elect as well, man. Because there's a lot of jakes out there that needs to get the 100% truth. Because right now, you can just tell, man, they ain't got it all right now, which is fine. If you just coming into it, it's supposed to be like that. You just got to find the right teachers. And so that's why we just got to make sure we keep pushing and enduring it to the end, man. We got to do this for ourselves, for the Lord, number one, and we got to do this for the elect's sake, man. All right? So I'm going to end it with that. But yeah, just make sure you subscribe to my backup channel. I'm going to upload on my main channel for a while. My next strike should be up in about 2-3 months, 2 months, something like that. And then after that, should be back good. I'm just going to make sure I upload, quote unquote, safe videos, whatever that is. All right. So I'm going to end it with that. I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm saying, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing his word to the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazad, I'll be back on another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.